Tell me what your feelings are about the current state of the industry in New Jersey right now. Everything that's happening, we're coming up, I don't know about everybody else, but for me and us, retail, we submitted last year in March. We're coming up on 1 whole year of our application submission for the state. Obviously, we have the state license, but we're still waiting on some other things to do the conversion. There hasn't been anyone that's been kind of part of the smaller groups that have opened yet. The data keeps coming out. There's more events going on. Is a lot of conversation in media and contention around cannabis in New Jersey. All in all, everything that you've been hearing about, what is your opinion basically 1 to 2 years later since Jersey kicked it off?
You know, man, that's a great question. A loaded question.
I was going to say that shit loaded.
So I'm going to try my best to dissect.
To navigate.
I'm going to start with just the folks who have applied for licenses. I think it was a big miss where the CRC and the municipalities didn't connect more prior to cannabis being legalized. And I think that as time goes on, we could keep championing that we, prioritize licensing and conditional licenses. But when it comes down to steak and potatoes and people actually opening their doors and making money to feed their families, I think we're going to be very, very disappointed with the result of that end piece, right? And since we came on the scene, we've been talking about the timing, the urgency, the patiency, right? And I feel like we're missing the boat in terms of what needs to be done to really help people. Right, we talked about earlier off camera about the EDA's 250 that's coming up. That's great for someone that is 70% there.
Yep.
It just needs that bump.
Yep.
But to the guy or the gal that lives in this impact zone, this disenfranchised area,
means nothing.
we want to help, that knows a little bit about a little bit, but starting at square one, that's not going to,
that's not going to,
right? It's just not going to help.
That won't barely get you to construction.
No. And then, even the folks who get through the construction, get through the permits, get through the planning, all these impediments and hurdles and roadblocks that are set up, right? Like, and listen, whether intended or unintended, it is what it is. Once you open up, you got to run that business. Okay, now who's going to show you how to run a highly regulated retail organization overnight?
Yep.
Yeah, the inventory and the bookkeeping you have to do for it.
Alone.
Yeah.
We even talk about hiring people and managing a staff and being compliant and putting your SOPs together and conducting team meetings and building team morale, hospitality, partnership, vendors, wholesalers.
Yep.
Beans, greens, tomatoes, like you know what I'm trying to say? Like again, it's not to scare anyone. It's the truth.
It's a big
This
business.
is the truth. Get in it if you really understand what it takes to be successful and you want to do it.
And it's more than a license.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
License.
It's so much more than life. It's a lifestyle. You gotta be passionate about this.
Well, lifestyle, the ones that, I'm in the cannabis industry, I own this in the cannabis industry. You want to smoke something? Oh, no, I can't smoke nothing. No, I don't smoke it, Man, listen,
I don't fault anyone that doesn't smoke. You don't want to smoke, don't smoke. My thing is, don't perpetuate yourself as a smoker.
Yeah.
Because to us, and we have the right to feel how we want to feel, cannabis culture involves smoking cannabis.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it. But so when I get with y'all, we're going to get high and we're going to medicate and we're going to be responsible, but we're going to get high.
Yes.
And we're going to talk business and be productive and work our asses off and motivate each other, love each other. Like, that's what cannabis is. It's that unique equalizer.
Yeah.
Well, that's like our trip to Utica in the car.
Come on, man.
He's like, we're not going to pull over so I can smoke. He's like, can we spark in your whip? I'm like, nah. He's
Probably
like,
got the baby seat in the back seat. I'm like, God damn.
I'm like, all right, we got to take a pit stop. Because I'm trying to, murk the thing. I'm like, I can hold my bladder. I'm straight. I will go. He's like, nah, we need a little smoke.
I got at least smoke.
I got to get something in me. You want me to just sit in this vehicle?
Yeah. And listen, we don't say it to be cool.
Yeah.
It's just who we are. We like to smoke. That's one of the things we love about what we do is this is part of our lifestyle.
Yeah.
That we had to hide for so many years.
Chill out and vibe out.
You know what I'm saying? Just want to chill and just, be positive.
It's very nice to be able to be yourself every day.
It's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
I notice it a lot more. This is going to sound crazy. You be at work or walking around, whether regardless of what kind of like outfit someone, or like especially if they got a pocket up here, and you be seeing the tip of a vape pen. You ever notice that the tip of like a cannabis vape is very particular? And like you see it just poking out at the top of their shirt, and you be like, oh, okay, yeah, you be hitting it.
Yeah, that's their thing.
Oh, I've been on an airplane and seen a young cat. We sit like across the street and just. And I'm like, oh, he hitting the vape right here.
They be hitting the vape. People that smoke them vapes be eating them vape. Yeah. Like, God damn.
I can't do the vape.
I like the vape.
I can't do it.
That's that all day bump where it's just like, yo, I'm about to wild out.
Yes.
I'm old. So as much as I talk shit about being a smoker, I gotta admit, I don't really do much else.
Yeah.
I don't do the edibles.
Me neither.
I don't do the concentrates.
I'm scared of edibles.
I roll blunts with dope in them, and it just, I'm pretty good there. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, no, I'm same. I'm old school. Yeah.
Now-
The edibles get me crazy, and the I like the sugar though on my
Okay.
coffee.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I
I haven't tried it. Okay.
Oh, that's
like
excellent.
infused raw sugar.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
Yes.
a little bit in your.
I see them selling it. I
Yeah.
never knew what the.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I had the original product.
Yes, yes, but I'm mostly a flower girl.
Your boy,
so I'm
my
with
boy
you.
Mike Mills.
He's that guy.
He that guy.
He's that guy.
He made that sugar. The sugar's right.
Okay.
But so you as both of you actually as a medical card holders, how do you feel about the dying medical market in Jersey? Like I think month over month is 15% down over the past couple of months, as people are coming up on renewals.
I personally, I just don't want it to kill the medical conversation.
Yeah.
Because I think the medical conversation is really important. There's people out here that it's very important to. I'm a veteran.
Yep.
That is if I tell you some of the stuff they used to have me on, and listen, I think it's important conversation, and we cannot get more research if we don't go
there's
from
no
a
medical
medical
backing, for
direction.
sure. Yeah.
So we need it for progress.
I mean, honestly, I get upset talking about this, bro, if I'm being 100% with you. I've said this since the beginning. My mom was totally against cannabis.
Yeah.
She was reefer madness,
Oh yeah.
devil's lettuce. But she was so real that once I started smoking, I didn't start smoking until I was about 20. She would let me and Stan and my boys smoke in the basement of the house because she was so afraid of us getting caught smoking.
Oh, she was
and going
terrified
to
of
jail.
somebody smelling it. Yeah.
Well, no, not so much smelling it. She was like, if y'all don't smoke here,
Yeah.
you're going to go outside where
Yeah.
you'll get the charges I mentioned earlier.
yeah.
So at least do it here, even though I hate it.
I hate it. But y'all going to do it.
Yeah.
So go down to bed. So I say that because much as my
great
mom
mom.
hated cannabis,
It's a great mom.
I watched my mom pass taking Oxycontin and Percocets and opioids. And towards the end of her life, she smoked some weed with me. And my mom was dancing.
Having a good time.
She was having the time of her life. And I'm like, man, what if my mom started smoking cannabis?
Yeah. What
So-
did you miss? Yeah.
So when I think about these medical patients and I see how the money is making us not care about them the way we did 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 months ago? 6 months ago it was all about the medical pay. We had special hours. Hold on. Somebody got to talk about it, right? We had special hours, parking spots,
Your own
registers,
line. Your own line.
your own line. Now we get to walk in first. You know what I'm saying? So, and not to be funny about it because there's people who need this medicine
Yes.
who are on
Yes.
Absolutely.
prescriptions and
Yes.
rely on this
But they
medicine.
playing games now.
And let me be real, we need these organizations to get back on board what they
Yeah.
said they was on board with. We need the CRC to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we cannot forget that there is folks out here who are suffering from ailments.
Yes.
Like serious ailments.
Yeah.
PTSD, anxiety,
Yep.
pain. Like they're going through these things and they need this medicine. And I can tell you without going into too much detail, the market to help those people right now is minimal.
Way down.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
some of that is the government part of it, of just understanding. They made the medical market. They made a way, and there's all the testing and all the stuff that the cultivation groups and companies have to do to put out the product. But some of the rules and regulations make a company realize that if we only focus here, we won't be profitable because it's not backed. They know there's no profit in it. Like if I was running an MSO and I could actually convert my product, my finished goods, from medical to adult or adult to medical. Now they'll let you do adult to medical, meaning you could make adult recreational product and at the point of sale convert it to medical to be able to do a medical sale, but you can't do the opposite.
Yeah.
So that means if I'm a grower, why would I grow under my medical license knowing I can't convert it at a point of sale? I need to be able to move it back and forth, and I think that'll make people double down on it from the big companies.
Laws and regulations and rules are made for people to comply and push to the limit.
Yeah.
If you're, whether purposely or inadvertently, incentivizing me, make as much adult use as you want, because you can use it for 1 or 2 appliances.
Yep.
Okay, that's option 1. Make medical and risk making too much and not being able to convert it and lose money.
Yeah.
That's option 2. Which one are we going to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? But that just goes back to the piece about education, man.
Yeah.
Understanding the industry. When these people made these rules, I don't think they did it intentionally. They just didn't know what the hell goes on with these operators. Maybe, I don't know.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
put a battery in the back. It's also.
Did I trigger you?
No, I'm about to say. The other part of it is these people make these rules to push them to the limit. Well, if those people were actually from the cannabis culture or industry, maybe they would understand that it's a limit in the first place.
100%.
Like if you was a politician your whole career and couldn't smoke weed and all this stuff, couldn't be part of the weed culture because, government and all that. But then now you're over cannabis. If we not talk, like if you had to do the homework at some point, and I think maybe you can't maintain as a politician and be super out there pro-cannabis, but that leads into when you get rules and regulations that don't fully work with, benefit, or understand the culture that they're regulating.
No, and again, it's tough, Corey, man, because the things we need to regulate this industry, Alyza, you and I talked about this earlier, right? Like, it's got to be a holistic approach, and what I mean by that, right? Like, we deal with it personally with our organizations. We've started a cannabis school.
Yeah.
We started a cannabis school on our own with sponsorships, but we built it from the ground up the way we want to do it. We then built a company to give back to folks where we now have free banking in place. You can come get with us and get a free business cannabis banking account and pay nothing until you're actually operational. These banks are charging $1,500, $2,500,
Yep.
right? We're doing all these things, and we're vocal about it. We're everywhere about it. Yet, I don't get the calls from these organizations to come on in and help them out with their plan on A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, okay, if we're doing all this, the way we're doing this, with my background, you can't do what we do without knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're not getting the calls. Y'all really care?
No.
Like, y'all really care? Or are we just saying we care?
Well, also not to mention your trucking business too. I know you got a lot of business.
Oh, I mean, listen. Let me be very clear about it. One thing about me, I am a leader that I will never actually do something I don't do.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, if I'm telling you to go create generational wealth, I'm telling you to go out here and bust your ass, telling you to change your family's life, you best believe I'm doing it.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Yep.
Like, I'm not shy about telling
Yep.
you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
I'll be very vocal about that.
We could totally have that conversation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I say that all the time. I'm like, listen, when people are like, oh, well, some people are just in it for money. I'm like, listen, there should definitely be a passion behind it. You should love the plant. You should want to educate people. But people get into business to make money.
For sure.
And we are, first off, years behind as a race, but we are also years behind for generational wealth. I was talking about a few episodes ago, the Rockefellers, they have 16, 17 generations of wealth. And you think that I'm gonna not say loud and proud, like, yes, I'm here to get a bag. I'm here to get a bag and make sure that my kid is straight so that we can start these generations, because I'm generation uno.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uno.
And what people don't realize is, like, the bag ain't always the bag you think it is, right? The bag is oftentimes just building a relationship. The bag is oftentimes putting yourself in a position to get a bag.
Yep.
Be in the room.
Yep. Be in the room.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not what people think it is, man. But like the bigger picture is just to you guys' point earlier, right? It's just focusing on right now, whatever it is you're great at, and doing your best job to implement it into cannabis.
Yep.
I think that,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
goes to that patience, though, where it's just sometimes the people you need to have relationships with and are working with might not be the person getting it right now.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to look and be like, that person look like they working harder than everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm going to get with them, see how I can help them. Because the person that worked that hard going to get there.
But
somehow.
That's why you got to stand on business and you got to have a code, right? Because having a code, I don't care how many followers you got on Instagram. I know people with 25,000 followers that most of them fake.
Yeah.
I know, let's call a spade a spade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Big facts.
I know people with 600 followers, real deal Holyfield. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like, so I don't care how many followers you got.
Yeah.
I look at what you say you do
Yep.
and what you say you care about. Got it. Let me actually watch what you do and watch what you care about. Do those two things show me a match?
Yeah.
If they show me a match, regardless of your opinion versus my opinion, I respect what you do.
Yep.
Because you do what you say. And that's my biggest thing. You see so many people out here saying they do A, B, C, and D.
Oof. The fakeness is rampant.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have Brendon back, man. We're gonna have a couple.
I know.
We're gonna have to do a Brendon series.
You know, the Kevin Gates podcast had to cut into two because Kevin Gates is a great artist that you would just want to talk to him all day. It's like
For sure.
you. It's
Yeah,
like
for
you just come and bring so much value. So I don't know, we
Appreciate
might
you.
have to cut this into two. But
Facts.
listen, I'm with you on that. Like, I'm so tired of just not seeing the authenticity. Like, if you're not about it, that's okay, but just don't say you are.
That's it.
Like, whatever it is, just say that. So if you're like, yo, I'm here to just make money and I don't smoke weed, say that. But don't allude to the fact that you do or that you may and kind of like misconstrue things. Like, just be you.
And to all social equity leaders, stop screenshotting your text messages and putting it on Instagram. Like seriously. We do good work for people. They say great things to us, and that's, if it's the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Keep it to ourselves. Like, what are we doing it for?
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
And
we were just talking about that earlier.
Come on, like,
and
the thing you
and
don't,
we don't even need to repeat that situation, but that was something that you don't do that, right?
listen. I know we're closing out, so I'm gonna shut up after this. But it has to be said. We need accountability in cannabis
Yeah.
at all levels.
Yep.
Whether you're an MSO, whether you're an operator, whether you do social equity, whether you're a lifestyle brand, are you doing the things you say you're doing?
Yep.
And if you are, all right, let us see.
Yep.
Oh, and
And if you're not, shut the fuck up.
and to the Reddit people, she's a real person. She's theirs. She's
What you-
She's not AI made.
Wait, what?
She's a unicorn, but she's not a unicorn.
Yo.
She's black, brown, LGBTQ plus, military, disabled veteran.
I made it to Reddit.
Wait, what
She's
is going
all
on?
the certifications by herself, yo.
What you mean? Why
Oh,
There was
my
a whole
goodness.
Reddit page doubting Eliza's existence.
Yeah.
What do you mean down her existence?
I don't know. I'm with her all the time. I see her all the time. But they really were like, so when we talk about how many boxes we check, they're like, oh, it's probably between 2 or 3 of them. Like 3 of them check all the. It was like, no, she checks all the boxes by herself. She's right there.
There was a whole Reddit fight. They took a picture of it, and it was like a viral post about
You know
Jersey
what? Fuck it.
City.
I'm gonna keep it going. Guys, I don't know, okay? I've seen her a couple times. Sometimes she just appears. And
It might be a hologram. It might be a hologram.
She didn't have footsteps that last time.
You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying? She sauntered across the
Yeah. Actually, I take it all back. She's a fucking hologram.
Oh, man.
No, it was really crazy. Like, I don't know. It's weird to see people talk about me, and I didn't respond. I don't care. It's funny, but it's just weird. Like, you see, and I'm like, wow, there's really people out here that exist that haven't seen some things. And someone was like, there's nobody that is a black and Latin and gay disabled veteran who's a female. That doesn't exist. That's a bingo. First off, I must be old because I do not understand this new lingo because I don't know what a bingo
I've never heard
is.
that one.
Yeah, I don't know what a bingo is, but I'm like, that is so sad that and then so when people criticize, like, oh, well, why do you have to say that? Like, why do you have to tell people that it's owned by someone who is all those things? And I'm like, because someone just commented that they've never seen someone who's all those things.
That's real.
And it's 2023. So if someone thinks that this doesn't exist, which is very weird to me. Like, I mean, it's funny. The unicorn joke is funny, but that's really weird to me that that's a thing. So I'm like, if that's the case, that means that there's other young black and brown and LGBT young girls or disabled veterans who are Latinas or disabled veterans who are morenas that don't see themselves.
Straight up.
Because some random person on a Reddit in Jersey City. Jersey City is the most diverse city in the nation. That is facts. That is research. That is data. That is proven. And someone lives in this city who said that.
The fact that there's a Reddit let's just.
Yo, she got the social equity EGOT award.
But no, listen, I gotta give y'all flowers. This is y'all show, okay? For you to have a Reddit questioning the existence of your greatness.
Yo, she's big time.
That's
already.
like, am I near Michael? Like, I don't know what's going on right now, but I feel great about it.
When she took the shot of it and sent it to me, I was like, what am I reading?
Shit, what's your life like? You know what I'm saying? Like, man.
It was a hilarious thread.
It was wild, though.
All I could do was laugh because for me, it was like an out-of-body experience. I wasn't even looking at the positive or the negative. I was like, I can't believe people are battling over my existence. And I was like, this is why this is important. Representation matters. We need to see ourselves, and we need to know that other people can do this.
Listen, the students say all the time at MCA, like, not only learning, but seeing us throughout the process of going through the classes, that's the ultimate motivation, right? It's one thing to hear about something happening or seeing it on Instagram, but to be around folks and see how they move and the way they carry themselves, the way they conduct themselves, the way they execute. You know what I mean? Like it's really important being on time. Being prepared.
Yeah.
And really having a plan and executing on it. It's good to see people that look like you doing it. And I know we joke around about you being a unicorn, but you got to understand that your story, not only based on your, ethnicity and things of that nature, but just your story is so compelling. What you fought through, what you've done for our country, what you've done for your family up to this point. And to be going through this cannabis process, which is not built for us.
At all.
And I mean this with all due respect. It ain't built for you.
No.
But you said, fuck that. It is built for me. You are an inspiration to people, and no jokes aside, you are a real person, and you're doing real work. And if nobody else said it, I'm going to say it to you, and I'm going to say it to you, like, what y'all are doing is going to redefine this industry. So the pain, the suffering, the headaches, the crawls through the mud to get where you've gotten and go where you're going, nothing but respect for y'all, man. Seriously.
Hey, shout out to Wanda James.
Thank you. Thank you. It's
She get emotional when she get high.
I know.
We talk about the same thing. She always get emotional.
Why am I so emotional? It's all right. I had to get,
it's like the lovable drunk.
I know. And I am a lovable drunk, so you shouldn't imagine me drunk and high. I'm like
it's
the
probably
best.
my fault. I get all deep when I get high too. You know what I mean? Like, but it needs to be said because again, when I say it's not built for us, the things you got to jump through, the resources you got to have, the know-it-all to just negotiate, and navigate through the politics of this. Like it's hard and it's frustrating. It weighs on you. You know what I mean? It's like
the craziest part about it is that, and I don't say this to be arrogant, but sometimes I don't think about the magnitude of what you just explained because we are going through this, and there are a lot of other Black and brown people who are trying to navigate this space with us and get these licenses and get these things up and running in their cities and in their townships. And sometimes I don't think about the magnitude of it. And, I'm also doing my doctorate.
Mm-hmm. Like crazy.
And sometimes, it's not to be arrogant. It's like, but sometimes I gotta sit and remind my own self, like, you're doing a lot, and you're doing things that sometimes people can only do one of those things, right?
And that's great if you could do one of those things.
Yes.
And you're doing shit. You know what I mean? Like
I know. I know. So so it really means a lot to me to hear that because I am really trying to do the work. I am really trying to exemplify what I say and what I speak. Corporate social responsibility has really always been important to me in my business in general from when I had Sweat. But just community engagement and civic engagement is really important to me because it's not something that I was taught when I was being raised. My family didn't talk about what voting meant and why it was important to vote and, what being, having community engagement and going to council meetings and understanding what's going on in the city. Like, we never learned about those things, So for me, to be able to be from those underserved areas and to be a part of that community that once needed that help, I'll share with you a quick story. My mom had asked me one day, and I think sometimes she wishes that I didn't remember as much as I do, and sometimes I wish I didn't either for her sake, because I know that it's painful. But she asked me if I remembered the time when some people came to the door and brought a bunch of gifts. And I was like, yeah, I remember that year. And she was like, oh, like she didn't think that I remembered that it was like a group that gave us the toys so that I could have Christmas that year because, she couldn't afford it.
For sure.
And I think that she was hoping that I didn't realize that that's what was happening. And then years later she asked me and I knew exactly what it was. And it's crazy to me that as like I don't know if I was maybe like 7, 8, or 9, that I even remembered that or got that, So I say all that to say that it's important for us to have this as a part of our business. So for me, it's personal because I was from those communities. But then when I learned about business and how you can use your business to give back, that's why the tax code is written for business owners to get write-offs and stuff like that, is so that they can do good shit.
100%.
Right? I mean, yes, you're doing other things as a business owner because you're providing jobs and you're helping the economy, you're stimulating the economy, but you also get tax write-offs so that you can do donation-based things and get write-offs and stuff. So it's like, so just do it. Like, it should be like you, and the return, the ROI on that type of real give back is there anyway. I don't know why businesses don't understand that.
I mean, it's just, take cannabis out of it, just standard business statistics.
Standard business.
Standard business statistics show that companies that are dwelled into their D&I, their corporate social responsibilities, sell more than ones that aren't.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
you're impacting a culture, a community that's going to generate dollars in some way, shape, or form for your business. So it makes business sense to do good by our community. Never mind, just it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And your employees tend to work better in that realm too.
Yep, that's real.
I had a friend recently who asked me, when does this kind of corporate social responsibility or this give back, when does it stop being performative? And I thought that was a really good question because I often say that it is performative. And we do know that at times a lot of businesses just do it because something kind of instills that, 100%. Right? George Floyd striked it. Sometimes some of these things strike it. And I think that it's consistency.
Yeah, it's consistency and it's accountability.
Consistency, and my example would be Target.
Okay.
Be it as it may, corporation, big box or not, but Target has been doing, I mean, the other day I bought one of the shirts from there, and it wasn't only from a black-owned company, but on the tag, it showed that the cotton came from a black-owned farm.
Okay.
But Target has been consistently doing this, and it's like, that's why you got to kind of give credit where it's due.
100%. Well, you got to understand, Target was one of the first companies hiring for corporate social responsibility roles.
Before it was cool.
Before it was cool.
Yep.
Before I knew what it even meant.
Yep.
What the hell is a corporate? They were doing that back then, which is why they're so in tune with different cultures and different ways of giving back and so on and so forth. And again, it makes you want to deal with Target more than not, right?
Target.
I might buy this shirt that's black owned, but I'm going to go shop at the furniture. Like, I'm going to go buy a nice vase or something while I'm here too. So I'm going to buy other stuff too, right? So it's just good business. But
I spend
the
way too
ROI
much
is
money
there.
at Target.
way too much money.
Way too much money at Target.
I love Target. Well, listen, B, we could talk to you all day. I love to be able to speak to other people who are, strategic, professionals, eloquent, but also tapped in with the culture. We got a different kind of vibe that we could bring something else to the table. So we love talking to you. Sure. I just want to say thank you, obviously, for coming. You want to, shout out, tell the people where to find you, what you got going on.
No, for sure, man. So thank both of y'all again for having me. And I just want to shout y'all out and obviously tell everybody to go follow us on Instagram at Minority Cannabis Academy. And then obviously follow us at 420 NJ Events. That's 420 NJ EVENTS on Instagram. You can check me out on LinkedIn. My name, Brendon Robinson. Nothing but love and respect, and stay high.
That was a good ending. That's better than our normal outro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want me to take us out.
We still ain't got no outro.
No, we gonna figure it out. We out.
Peace.